And he said, now I want you to treat her just like one of the men.
I think Extension was one of the first organizations to really allow women to be pioneers. Now, I think initially it was in a number of the traditional areas that one would expect women to be working in, such as nutrition, family, education, youth development, some of those kinds of things. But I think as over time, as the Extension Service programs have evolved to fit the changing needs of society and the people that we serve, Extension's been good about that with the workforce as well, evolving and changing over time.
Well, it wasn't something that I intended to do.
It wasn't something that I set out to do.
I didn't originally have the career goal of working in Extension. I was going to teach.
He asked me if I had considered Extension as my career, and I really hadn't. My next door neighbor was Uncle Charlie Hartley, and when I graduated from the university, he began to get people to call people and have them call me to be interviewed for a 4-H position he knew was open. So from the very beginning, growing up in Morgantown, Uncle Charlie Hartley and 4-H influenced my career.
My hope when I had graduated from college with a degree in foods and in home economics, foods and nutrition, institutional management, I wanted to do experimental cookery. I wanted to go to St. Paul, Minneapolis, and that was it. But there was illness in my family, so I accepted a job with Extension. And I was offered 2 jobs. One as an Extension agent, home demonstration agent, and the other, and I said, no, I'm not ready for that. I can't deal with those women know more than I do. I can't deal with that. I chose to be a 4-H agent.
It was many years later when I moved back to West Virginia in 1983 that, and I was looking for work. I had thought maybe the home economist job in Monroe County would come open, but they downsized the whole program so that there was only one agent at that time, and that was Bill Clark. And at some point in time, the state of West Virginia wanted him to do some volunteer management programming, and they allowed him to have the money to have an assistant 4-H agent, and he hired me. So it was sort of just happened more than it was a lifelong dream, but it's the best job in the world, really, to be the 4-H agent in a county program.
I turned it down twice, but on the third, his third attempt, I did accept with trepidation because I didn't know whether I personally could handle it. And then it always came back that, you know, the men do this sort of thing. So that's how I took the job.
So many of the things with the expectations for what people of a particular gender were going to go into were pretty set back then. And so the expectation would be the ladies were going to do the family and health kinds of things that we call that today, but it was home demonstration back then. Men were going to do agriculture. 4-H agents were actually both. There were some males and some females. But any of the ones that had the combined positions, like my mother, they were all female. So if you had the home demonstration part and 4-H, you were going to be a woman.
It was challenging.
There was a glass ceiling, and I wasn't paid as much as the 4-H, as the home demonstration agent or the county agent although my hours were longer. When I got to the national office, it was even more so, because for many years I was doing the same work as many of the men, and getting paid a lot less. Nevertheless, that didn't stop what I was doing. I still had the opportunities to create new programs, to work with state extension staff across the country. And I'd learned that not to let it really bother me too much, that I was not considered their equal, but I set out to prove that I could be.
There were one or two agricultural agents, agriculture specialists that sort of treated me lightly, I'll say, as a lightweight for a while. But then after we had a few conferences together, that changed. They realized then that I was for real. And nationally, I didn't have challenges. I can remember one national meeting, which was all men except me, and the man that was, well, he was in charge of the meeting, and he said, "Now today we have a new state leader who's," he gave him a name, and he said, "Now I want you to treat her just like one of the men." So Denny, that was the kind of thing that I met, and that wasn't bad at all.
One of the things I've always thought about 4-H is that it's a great equalizer. When I came into the 4-H program as an agent, there were many fabulous women leaders, and Rachel Tompkins, for instance, Beth Drake, Shirley Egan, Betty Crickard. I mean, I felt like I never thought of it in terms of gender.
While many things have changed for women, not all things have changed for women. And in some cases, there are still people that hold relatively traditional, old-fashioned views about what women should be doing and how they should be doing it. We're still battling some things about wage gaps and opportunity gaps and glass ceilings and women who need time off to take care of family matters and how that might affect their career. So there's still some things to be aware of. But I think that the key is to be aware and to make sure that you have all the information that you can get about what is required and expected of whatever endeavor you undertake, and then just endeavor to be the best possible worker that you can be and professional that you can be.